For the second month in a row. Also, we're seeing inflation come down in Canada every month since June of 2022. Hey everyone, it's Joe Bladek for another episode of Canadian Mortgage Weekly, Canada's only video mortgage news podcast. And this is episode 134. Today we're talking about how to add cash to your mortgage that you can get upfront for home repairs, or actually for whatever you want. It's a really good program, and I'll be getting right into this shortly here. Wanted to take a moment and thank all our viewers that tune in weekly, and stay tuned for my giveaway that I will announce just in a little bit here. But first, home mortgages and how to add money to them. Well, there's a really good program available through the banks where you can actually get $5,000, $7,500, or $10,000 up front when you close a mortgage when you're buying your first or second or third home. Almost like a cash back. This money can be used for closing costs, can be used to purchase a new hot tub. Maybe you need to buy some appliances. Well, this is a really good way to get that money set up for your mortgage. And what I find a lot of people do is they use this money actually to do some home upgrades or home repairs. Maybe you've had a home inspector tell you that, the roof needs to be replaced. Well, you can get an extra $10,000 up front on closing and then do your roof right away, so you're all set with your new place. Perhaps you're looking at getting a air conditioning unit replaced, your central air. Maybe it's dated and needs to be more efficient, or it just doesn't work. You can get some money up front because you've had that home inspection. You actually know what needs to be done on your home. So make sure you talk to your mortgage professional about these options. Obviously, another way to get money added to your mortgage, if you're looking for more than $10,000, would be through the Purchase Plus Improvements program. This program allows buyers to add up to $40,000 in home improvement upgrade costs to their mortgage. The program works a little bit differently, though, in that you don't get the funds up front. You actually get the funds down the road when the improvements or upgrades are completed. And with this program, you can only use the money on things that increase the home's value. So you won't be able to use this to buy a new hot tub, unfortunately. So if you're looking to put in a hot tub and have that money added to your mortgage, make sure you go with the first option, which is more of a cashback mortgage rather than a Purchase Plus Improvements mortgage. So those are some options on how to add money to your mortgage for home improvements. Some really good options available there, and let me talk a little bit about my giveaway. So each week I run a giveaway on my mortgage channel, Canada's only weekly mortgage news podcast. And with that, last week I ran a giveaway for 2 National Nutrition $20 gift cards. This week I'm running a giveaway for a couple LCBO gift cards. So I got them right here, and really looking forward to giving those away this week. If anyone wants to enter the contest, all you got to do is like, comment, tag a friend, and share this live stream. Now, the contest closes each Thursday at noon, or 11:59 a.m. So this week's contest will close in about half an hour. And you do have the opportunity to enter next week's giveaway. Just watch out for my episode announcement next week. All right. So, on to some mortgage statistics and what's happening in the market. I did mention that inflation's down and the Canadian National House price has increased this month, yet again. So, what's happening with the 5-year Canadian bond yield? And why do I like to talk about the 5-year Canadian bond yield? Well, the 5-year Canadian bond yield is a good predictor of 5-year fixed mortgage rates. Now, it has gone down since early March of 2023. We did see a high of 3.651%. It is currently at 3.16%. So, because of that, 5-year fixed rates are lower than they were in March. Great time to get a pre approval. What can we see going forward on the 5-year bond yield? Well, right now it still remains in a upward trend overall. So it's hard to say if we will see a decrease anytime soon on a large scale. We've seen an upward trend on the Canadian bond yield since about the late January of 2021. So we'll keep you posted here on Canadian Mortgage Weekly, Canada's only video mortgage news weekly podcast with updates on the Canadian bond yield. All right, what's happening with the CDOR rate, the Canadian 3-month interbank rate? It's what banks use to lend variable rate mortgages on. And today it's sitting at 5.05%. It's actually been sitting quite steady since the beginning of the year in January of 2023. Now, the variance to prime is just under 1.7%. And because the variance to prime is under overall amount of 2%, variable rates aren't really as competitive as they once were. So when you're doing a mortgage, make sure you talk to a mortgage professional. If you don't have one, I'm available, about making sure that variable or fixed is right for you. Now, what's happening with the interest rates? Well, a lot of banks, RBC, TD Bank, National Bank, they're actually predicting that rates will drop at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, because inflation will reach its target. Speaking of inflation reaching its target, Canadian inflation did fall to 4.3% in March of 2023. This is an ongoing decrease since June of 2022, when Canadian inflation hit a peak of 8.1%. What does that mean for Canadians? That doesn't mean that prices have been decreasing overall. Not at all. Inflation still being high means that prices are now increasing at a smaller, lower, slower rate than before. But they're still increasing. In June, they were increasing at 8.1%. Now they're only increasing at 4.3%. Tiff Macklem at the Bank of Canada wants inflation targets to 2% for the subject of interest rate increases to be off the table. Now, we have seen steady, significant declines in inflation since June of 2022. And with that, the ideal would be that if we see a similar decline next month, we've seen 5.9 in January, 0.7 lower in February of 5.2, and then 0.9 lower in March 2023. So if we're looking between 0.7 and 0.9 decline in April, we could be looking at inflation in and around the 3.5% range. And then in May, perhaps inflation hitting around 2.75%, and then in June, perhaps reaching 2%. What would that mean? That would mean that rate hikes are off the table. Now, what's happening with United States inflation? Well, it decreased to 5% in March of 2023, down from a high of 9.1% in 2022 of June. American inflation still is higher than Canadian inflation. However, it has been decreasing as well. We'll have to see what happens with the United States inflation, but right now, that's where it is at. Now, another thing that impacts the decision for Bank of Canada to increase interest rates or not is the employment growth in Canada. So, what has happened in Canada for employment growth? Well, as of March, a minor employment increase has been reported of 0.2%. That's an additional 35,000 jobs added in March. Unemployment has remained the same at 5%. And actually has gone down 0.3% since the prior year. What does that mean? It means that jobs are still strong enough that they show in the positive, and that if jobs are strong, there's no chance of a rate decrease on the table coming in the near future. However, if rates are to decrease, we will need to see inflation hit 2% and for jobs to be in the negative and unemployment to be on the rise. So that again, it means that jobs have gone up 0.2% in March. All right, what else is happening today? And just a reminder that we do have a giveaway. It's open for another 19 minutes here. Make sure you like, comment, share, and tag a friend this live stream on Facebook to be entered into this week's LCBO gift card giveaway. Okay. National Canadian average house price, $686,371 this month. That's for March of 2023. This represents a 4% month increase for March. That is huge. We had an 8% increase in average national house price in February and a 4% national average house price increase in March. Looks like that the average national house price has been increasing now 2 months in a row, and that is huge news for all Canadians. Anyone that got into the market in January would have gotten in at the bottom of the market. Ontario specifically saw an average price increase of 1.93%, with the biggest monthly change going to Alberta at 15.54%. All right. So again, national average sold price up 4% for March of 2023. What do you think will happen for April? Do you think we'll see an average home price increase again in April? We'll have to keep an eye on this. I know that for most markets in Ontario, it's been pretty stagnant. Alberta is really influencing the overall numbers. Looking at most cities in Canada, we're still seeing a year-over-year decrease. Anyhow, so that's the average national house price average update for March. So, if you have any questions with regards to any of that, my name is Joe Bladek. I'm a mortgage broker that services all of Ontario virtually and can set you up with a mortgage anywhere in Ontario. You can work with me virtually over Skype, Zoom, phone, text, any of those medias, and I'd be happy to work with you. If you already have a mortgage professional, make sure that you're talking to them about getting pre-approved today, because as I mentioned, with the 5-year bond yield going down this week, it represents an overall decrease in fixed rates. So by getting a pre-approval this week for your purchase, you'd be actually getting a lower rate than you would at the beginning of March, since the overall 5-year bond yield has gone down significantly since March 1st. Variable rates, in summary, are not as competitive as they once were. However, it really depends on your personal situation. And with reviewing just what I said at the beginning of the video, about how to add money to your mortgage for um, your home repairs or upgrades. There are a few options available. If you're looking for $5,000 to $10,000 immediately upon closing, you can get a cashback mortgage. This will not increase your monthly payments. It is a cashback, and you can ask for that through your mortgage professional today. Also, you can get a Purchase Plus Improvements mortgage, which maxes out at $40,000 added to your mortgage amount. This you get actually when the work is completed. However, it is a great way to combine your mortgage balance with the amount you need for home upgrades or repairs into one payment. And just a reminder that April is Home Inspection Month, National Home Inspection Month. We're celebrating home inspectors all across the country. And with that, we have lenders that are offering to rebate the home inspection fee up to $600 for all pre-approvals initiated before April 30th. And customers will get a rebate on their home inspection fee with proof of payment on closing day or just after closing with some lenders. Make sure you contact me today. Get started on your pre-approval. My name is Joe Bladek, and thank you for watching today, April 20th, 2023, for episode 134 of Canadian Mortgage Weekly. And if you need to get in touch with me, my information is